seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
I love the Ursa pick just as well because it's just diversifying their damage. Before that pick, literally all magic, so it would have been really easy for Viking to itemize. Also, the Wraith King ban, a hero that is pretty survivable against like burst damage type lineups, which they're also pretty strong at right now. So it's going to make it harder for them to take engagements with their carries, whatever they end up with.
10 seconds remaining.
So what is left for Alliance with the Mars and Enigma banned out?
5 seconds remaining.
So far,
but
yeah,
it's not great.
we have S4 playing the heroes that are not banned out. The Darkseer, the Monkey King, the Viper are the only other heroes he has played so far in the DPC.
Yeah,
Viper's not bad.
Yeah, Vipers makes the most logical sense just for the fact they want to win a lane, but they go for Pangolin. Okay. This is actually a pretty good pick for the idea of they have no hero that kind of unlocks the vision within the fight. And Pangolin, once he gets rolling and opens up the engagement, Tiny can suddenly get these good blinks off, and everyone is able to easily fight around. So yeah, I like the idea for that. Less about the lane, but more about kind of entering that 15-20 minute fight around Roshan. Pangolin should be the king of that.
Yeah, it makes it a lot harder for Tide to play his Ravages too. So you can't just Ravage right away and catch everyone.
Bloodseeker last coming out.
And that's their carry most likely. So unless they try to do some like Prophet 1 type stuff. But probably Bloodseeker, he'll be laning against Pango, and one support, he should be pretty survivable there. Like his laning should be okay. Will it work in the mid game? We'll see.
Yeah, Viking, they're pretty much doubling down on having these strong lanes. It's actually going to be an off-lane puck with a mid-tide hunter. So they're going to pretty much put all the emphasis on winning their lanes and trying to collapse this map pretty quick. I fear about their ability to scale. I think Ursa into Bloodseeker, Ursa can just stand still and tank up what Bloodseeker as a carry provides. So the 1v1 carry matchup is favoring Alliance. But yeah, Viking, they have a nice early window to mitigate this Pango presence with the Bloodseeker, a quirky Tide v Tiny lane. Haven't seen that ever often this season. And yeah, you know what? I'm going to enjoy some new heroes being picked.
Purge, final thoughts on these 10 heroes?
Yeah. I feel the same way. I'm really excited to see how Tide does mid. With pre-6, Tide's going to be really effective against Tiny. He does a lot of physical damage. Tiny's not going to have any armor until he hits 6. So excited to see what items he buys in the mid lane. But Alliance's draft surely looks more conventional. But I'm really excited to see what Viking does with what they got.
Moxie?
This is rough. I'm a big Alliance fan, as you all know. But I am really excited because you do have Tidehunter. Viking seems like they're on a hot streak right now. They really seem like they've picked up momentum. And I feel like with the ability of just mobility, right? You've got a puck, you've got Nature's Prophet, you've got a Clockwork. I think that's going to end up working really well for them. So I'm going to go Viking. Sorry, guys.
Kezu did do a puck guide and put it on Reddit, I think, the other month. So
They figured him out.
Alliance read the guide. They're going to know exactly what Kezu's going to want to do and be in their head. So yeah, that's it.
That's it. That's
all I've got
the
for you, Steven.
reasoning.
We want to watch the game.
We do want to watch
That's
the
it.
game, and let's do that. Let's just sit back and enjoy this one together with OD Pixel and Fog.
Yeah, here we go. Alliance versus Viking. And Fog, what do you make of this? Do you think Vikings come in with some smart stuff? That sort of switch around. Kezu on the puck, Boom on the Tide. Is this going to do it against Alliance?
I feel like they've switched some stuff around, but I'm looking at a draft. I actually look at this draft, and it looks like a secret draft.
Okay.
I actually think it is.
That's got to be a good
secret
thing.
Draft.
Yeah.
I actually see like almost like the same heroes I've seen Secret go for, like the style. They love the Coddle with the Pango. They like the Coddle with the +1 carry that counteracts the offlaner, which would have been that Tide Hunter. I feel like Alliance set themselves up for a lot of good lanes and a lot of good potential in the mid game where they can utilize their supports really effectively. This Coddle has a way to buff up all 3 of his heroes just with the Chakra. Chakra on Swashbuckle, Chakra on Tiny combo, Chakra on Ursa, both abilities. Very strong. So Viking, I feel like they're going to have a bit of a tough time if they don't really start collapsing and just snowballing the hell out of this game. Because Ursa, he's got a really good matchup of Gap.
Sure. I mean, because the carry Bloodseeker, I mean, why do you think that was the decision here for Viking? Was it just the fact that they really wanted to get a Bloodseeker in it against some of these heroes, and that the only role really that they had left to fulfill was carry?
Yeah, they've also ran the Bloodseeker carry before, and it is a good carry versus like Pango. You can shut them down, but yeah, it might be hard as Alliance. They're actually walking right in. It's gonna be a big blood right.
They're gonna get the silence onto Amscan, a blast over onto Aramis though, and Aramis got the battery start holding back Nico, baby, and it's gonna be enough to stop him from going down. So both teams able to keep everybody alive.
And Limp actually just immediately skills the tree grab there. I think if they just had the Avalanche, maybe he can get a kill, but doesn't want to ruin his lane.
The battle begins.
That's fair enough. See the runes alliance. They are going to be able to grab themselves 3 of the 4 to start off with.
Yeah, and I'm liking some little things that I'm seeing in this one, right? Like the fact that Viking, they did move the priority of the puck, you know, not a mid laner by any means or anything, because they're playing versus that Lion. They make him an off laner, which is cool. They switch the matchup where the Tidehunter's mid rather than top, or rather than bottom versus the Ursa. So some clever stuff that Viking is trying to react and fix versus. But Alliance, I feel like they just drafted themselves a solid game plan just overall, rather than having just counteract anything. Good draft that works versus mostly anything.
Sure. It's just going to be interesting to see, because obviously with this change, I don't know, does Boom play a lot of mid-tide? Or do you think this is going to be something that's a little new for him this game, because they've had to take the puck out from this priority position?
I think it's probably pretty mid. You really only play the mid-tide if you're playing versus like Lycan, I feel like. I don't think I've seen it actually in almost any situations besides that. And he's playing one of his most comfortable heroes, right? He's Tiny. This is, he's been legend
thing
on the Tiny.
I mean, because, you know, Tide, it's not a complex hero, but there's got to be some sort of difference in the ability to perform when you are playing a hero that you just don't usually play.
Oh, absolutely, and especially when it's being forced as a mid role rather than an off laner. You have to play quite a bit of a different style for yourself rather than you would be in the off lane, which is just like a sacrificial, you know, you're putting yourself out there to die most of the times, but you're going to get that Ravage off. You know, it's very different when you're playing mid, so could have an impact for sure, as Limp he can make a lot of rotations, and Tidehunter, you can't match rotations.
No, not at all. But, I mean, what is sort of your job as a mid-tide? Just to protect your tower and get someone to come and fight with you when you hit 6 in the mid lane, rather than relying on you to go to a side lane?
I guess I'm honestly not too sure with this game, because I'm only really certain when I see it with literally versus Lycan or versus these push lines
as a straight lane counter.
Exactly, you just park yourself there, and this one it's going to be harder because his lane's not going to go great either. I'm seeing the Tiny already taking advantage significantly of this. Like the cleave even hurts Tidehunter a lot just when he gets hit.
Yeah, well, we'll see what Boom's able to do, but I think, you know, at least on the other side of things, as they were pointing out the pan, you know, Kezu on the puck, this is something that he does play, so he's definitely going to have more responsibility of sort of reaching that level of play that we know that he can do on the puck, and making sure that he is the one setting up and making moves happen, which is definitely going to be hard with Hansken constantly on the hunt for him in the action with that Hex.
I feel like his lane's not that easy either. Ursa actually doesn't do that bad versus the puck. You have pretty massive base armor, so you actually can withstand versus that pressure. They just have to watch out for the Aramis rotations of the Clockwork if he catches them, but they're speedy. They have ways to play around Cogs, the Ursa and the Coddle. So I'm seeing some really solid lanes coming up in the Alliance. Top, though, we are seeing that Bloodseeker having a very good time with that Nature's Prophet. You know, they did pick these 2 supports, and then the Nature's Prophet came out, so they knew that this NP would have a good impact versus them, and right here he is securing the lane for sure. This mid disparity is getting pretty big, though. 6 denies, 20 last hits for the Tiny, 12 on Boom.
I mean, as you said, I think this is just down to the fact that this isn't something that he's used to playing, and Limp is on, one of his best heroes.
It also was, he skilled Gush level 1. You know, that he tried to get like a first.
Was that for the fight?
That ruined him, I think, because he hasn't had Anchor Smash to reduce the base damage of the Tiny, which I feel like would have actually evened out the lane completely. I think it was for the fight. He's really falling behind now at this point. As now, looking to get aggressive. Limp will toss him under the tower to try to secure himself some last hits. And we will see those rotations for the 4-minute room. As Limp scurrying his way up toward top. They have Hansken and a Treant. Spawns bottom. Fortunate for Viking.
Let's see. I mean, and in this sort of game, this is a game where you feel that for Alliance, they're going to be feeling more confident at all stages. Nico Baby Xerxes is sort of set up for this game to, late game, that there's not going to be much that can carry against this Ursa.
Yeah, I think that they're comfortable through like all stages. Yeah, exactly. Like early, mid, late game, they can actually just fight and also just chill back and farm if they need to, if this Ursa gets the opportunity to. It looks like a really solid draft from them. They just have to watch out a bit about the timings around, like, the coil, as well as the Ravage that's going to be coming through when Bloodseeker looks to fight before the Ursas.
So honestly, I was very interested. I have been looking up some stats on Boom's Tide. So as far as I can see, he's never played Tide in a competitive game, and he's played 16 games of it on his pub profile, so only 16 games of Dota, he's got a 31% win rate on it. So this is
Ooh, that's low.
this is very much a hero that it really has to be, because they felt that they cannot do the poke mid. They've had to put him in a position where he is, without a doubt, very uncomfortable. And this is, you know, this is not his comfort zone. So pressure's going to be onto him. We'll see what he's able to do, but it's not going to be easy for him this game.
No, it's not. They had to, right? They had to run
They had to.
two
They had
regions.
to.
There's the Ursa and there's the Lion. So there's no way that they could have the puck in mid. They can't have the Tide off lane. They have to switch it up. Boom. He's gonna have to go to base. Limp will keep himself farming in the mid lane and continue to grow that much faster. Down bottom, seeing Celery attempt to pressure with this.
Here we go. So they can get Nico, baby. They're diving in. He's trying to cut his way through the trees, and he's able to jump out to the side, and that might just save him, actually. The Earth chucks across the tree line, and he's away. Unfortunately there for Viking, they were very, very close to catching him, but couldn't quite take him out. As Nico, baby, will have to TP back to base to refuel. He won't quite
Bit
go
of
down.
awkward ways for them to set up for these. Oh, another courier.
Radiant's
Celery will
turret
get that one
has
at least.
been
But
killed.
awkward ways for them to set up with their supports. You know, the stuns are very lackluster on the draft of Viking until they do get those level 6s online. They literally have battery assault until level 6 comes out. So it is very underwhelming for them to try to catch those heroes and keep them locked down.
Let's see how Chad doing. Chad's farm. I mean, it's
doing well.
very close between him and Nico, baby. You know, both of the carries are getting free farm in the safe lane. I mean, it's a chill game. You know, 7 minutes in, nobody
It is.
died. So, yeah, both carries are going to be happy with that. It's just a case of whether Vikings going to be able to find that sweet spot where they're able to zip in and get active with Shad at a stage where Nico Baby's still vulnerable and hasn't sort of got that those sort of, I guess, what sort of first two items in which he's going to have that almost certainly farming item and the item that's going to enable him in the team fights and make it very hard for the Bloodseeker just to go toe-to-toe with an Ursa.
I'm worried that S4 is actually going to become more of that carry for the side of Alliance pretty quickly. He's given an absolutely free lane top. Like, this is going to be a level 6 Pango already at this point, and that is very impactful. Versus heroes like Tidehunter, you know, Tide hates playing versus Pango, because, yeah, you can crack it off the first stun, but then there's going to be a third and a fourth and whatever. He can keep bouncing you in between. And it's the same thing for Bloodseeker. Fighting into Pango, who gets this type of start, is really scary. That's why usually we see people put more emphasis to slow down Pangos, is he's so strong as soon as he hits 6. And this is where Alliance, they're looking to invade already. With this Tiny having a good start, with Pango having a good start, they can start invading, pushing away most of
Radiant's
Viking.
bottom tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fortified. Dire's middle tower is
Pressure
under attack.
continues to be put on that damn bottom.
Radiant's
Viking
bottom tower is under attack.
taking away this tower. FNG's trying to hold it. We're going to see Limp there. Get himself a free one. Finally, the East has come to an end. He's able to combo down Aramis.
Is under
And
attack.
boom.
He's going to
forced
put the
to
Ravage
ravage.
here to try and hold
So
it back.
high.
But they're indeed going to keep on moving. S4's got a Rolling Thunder if it's needed. As he's ready to roll into the river. He's going to have the control here. Nico Baby's a little spooked though, as the mass TPs are coming in from Viking. They won't get Boom, so Boom will live. Everybody pretty much coming into the mid lane there to put Alliance off from fighting for more. Now, Alliance, they do respect that. You can see straight away, Alliance, they're aware of when they don't want to push any further to try and get a Tide kill.
Yeah, giving him some respect.
Dire's
The fact that, you know,
bottom
he did go for
tower is
that
under
double
attack.
bracer. He did have the backup of the medallion from Celery.
Yeah.
They do back away. They do get the first blood though, and Nico Baby, he will be able to go to the mid lane to farm. They'll have Limp play this bottom lane that's a bit scary for the Ursa.
Even though they don't get a kill though, definitely
Dire's middle
a
tower
nice
is under
relief
attack.
across the map when that Ravage has been used, especially from, you know, the mid tide. It's a big window where you're not going to be concerned about the tide making moves.
Yep, time for Nico Baby to chill back, be able to farm up his jungle. Time for FNG to go around stacking and just moving his heroes around with recall as well. As it's a very early level 6 as well on FNG. If they do want to try to set up some outnumbering plays versus the side of Viking, it's definitely a chance for them. See what FNG looks to do. They're giving the levels right now to Hanskin top. They want to get him that nice level 6 at a decent time, as he has been, you know, he did get forgotten a little bit because he's having to check the runes so much as this Lion. So S4 jungling kind of close to him, and they give the lane.
See the bounties. Alliance. Got to fight for the one down bottom. Aramis is going to step forward. They're going to go in with the combo. Limp's able to grab the bounty rune. As they will also be able to finish off the kill. Celery CPing in. Nothing you can do to turn this around. Shad, can you get in range for any action here? Alliance, they're already backing well away. So Viking there, they're bringing the four of them down, but not able to stop Alliance from taking the rune away from them, and unable to get a catch on anyone either.
And that was the coil used from Kezu to try to get themselves any type of kill. So now they can play a little bit more aggressive on Alliance, knowing that is down.
They're smoked up it. They're ready to try and get back in with the combo, maybe. S4's got the rolling thunder. Shad's going to open up with the rupture. S4 is going to get himself hidden underneath the tower. Jumps out of the blood right to avoid the damage, and now he's ready to turn. Holds the ground to get the swashbuckle touch from a distance. Very nicely played there by S4 to dodge around the damage and have an impact whilst being ruptured.
They're feeling their strength right now in Alliance. Limp just having this insane game on the Tiny already. He's got the 4-4 build, so that burst is at almost its maximum now. For quite a long time that he's going to be able to just set up and kill a lot of these squishier heroes like that Nature's Prophet. And nice hold there from Alliance.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Actually, Boom, he's just going to go full on tank. Double braces, Sanj. Just wants to make sure that he doesn't get burst and that he's going to have the opportunity in these fights to really wait off before he pops the Ravage and not really be in situations where he feels forced to use it prematurely.
Yeah, I was wondering if he's going to go for something like Halberd or Ghost Scepter, because he is playing versus Ursa, so you have to get something to pertain to the Ursa, because there's that magic damage and all that, but Ursa will make you squishy, no matter what type of build you do go, unless you get one of those two. Said, as they will continue to try to set up around bottom. They have their Ravage, they have their Puck ult. Alliance very close to Limp's Blink Dagger. He might actually go pick that one up before he looks to fight. He's going to check the rune. If he gets a fortunate rune, maybe they defend, but if not, then...
So is it DD?
It's a DD, but tower's too low.
Yeah, not enough to help protect the tower. Definitely enough to get a burst kill once that blink is there, yeah.
He's got it in a second. So 12 minutes, 15 seconds, it's going to be finished up with Phase Boot, with Bracer, with Wand as well, and level 10. In a very good spot on Limp too. He can kill so many targets. Like even Shad is at risk of dying in one shot, as he's gone for the Mithril Hammer build. He has no stats on this Bloodseeker.
For sure. I mean, Boom's the only one that can sort of face it, and even then, it's going to be easily half the HP of Boom gone in a combo.
Yeah. It's not as strong as it was, of course, around the 3x avalanche damage, but it still is quite impactful, especially with the DD.
I mean, Shad is absolutely dead if they catch him.
He will absolutely die if he gets caught.
Is under attack.
But he knows. He's playing it very sensible here.
I mean, Limp.
Is Limp? Oh, Limp's not going to get the jump! Oh, he's got him! I mean, you could tell he knew, he could sense it, but Limp was just too persistent for Shad to be prepared there. Looking behind the tower and ready to catch him, just stepping too far back towards the middle of the lane, even throwing out a tip as well.
The Limp Tiny, ladies and gentlemen. 4 kills in the game, 4 kills on Limp Tiny. 13 minutes in.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. That's Limp's KDA at the top, not the team's.
Viking, they're starting to get annoyed. This Blink Dagger, these pickoffs. If they're not together, they're starting to get pretty annoyed about the.
They got to do something with this Ravage.
They got to do something. Yeah, they got to catch some reaction.
Otherwise, this game is going to get out of hand with Nico. Battle Fury timing soon. This is perfect move if they can get this kill. Probably worth. Yeah, absolutely throwing down the coil on that. That couldn't have been a better catch there, really. Finding Nico Baby seconds before he was getting his Battle Fury done, so slowing it a little bit.
And they didn't have to use Ravage either, so Boom's got that for the next fight. The perfect target to run into. Couldn't have asked for more. As now they look to... You need to just split up, look to match the moves from Alliance, just keep that lane pressure addressed. S4 is ready though, Kezu. He might just get instantly jumped. Limp with the haste already up here.
Oh, he's coming in.
Kezu.
He's ready to go in with the combo. Kezu, he's going to try and get out. He can't. Another kill for Alliance, another kill for Limp.
Is under attack.
Probably feels so nice having a Coddle as well. Like FNGR, I see him in position, like getting ready to set up for Limp to bring him to the next place. Limp has a TP available, but he can also recall him if he
down bottom,
and he will.
Aramis. Oh, he's still alive. Oh, the Ravage.
Ravage?
They're keeping him alive. No. S4's able to find him with a swashbuckle, and now S4 maybe going to see if he can go for more. He's looking for Boom. Nice little jukes from Boom. Get him away from the Rolling Thunder. as they do lose Nico Baby for that one. So again, another time when Nico Baby's going down. This is what 2 times
Right
where he's
before
died
it.
right before that Battle Fury. So it is slowing down the Battle Fury compared to what it could have been quite significantly.
Yeah, he would have had it. He would have literally had it before, right as that last death was happening. Some big moves coming up for Vikings, literally finding the best possible target in both situations. That time, though, they did have to use the Witch. But it also was a Rolling Thunder wasted by S4 as he did make the connect. So, not too shabby. Although Rolling Thunder's much lower cooldown.
And we see there on the graph a severe blow there to the progression of Nico Baby. I'm sure he'll be super safe on getting this Battle Fury finished now before he's involved in any further action. He's not going to want to be slowed down anymore by this.
Yeah, he's like that. He died twice in almost the same exact spot. So he's like, yeah, screw that side. I'm just going to go into my left side now and deal with the farm over here. But they can look to catch something here.
I say he's coming down mid. I mean, he should be
Go
fine.
back to the triangle, Nico.
Should be fine.
Go back to the
50
triangle.
gold. 50 goldness there.
They're scouting out the stacks. I've seen Celery been doing this a couple times.
On mid, they're going to set him on a boom here. Toss back into the Rolling Thunder. He's still very tanky. Can they quite take him down? They can't. Now over to the side, you're going to have the initiation from Harris with the hook shot onto FNG. Now they look for Lim. They're going to be able to find the Tiny as well. King coming in with a good hit around the mid lane. I mean, it was always going to be a very risky move there from Alliance, trying to fully commit onto Boom. I mean, with his braces, cloak, Sanj, he is not an easy kill. In fact, I don't think he's a kill straight up unless you have the Ursa on top of him.
And now S4, he's got the blink. He'll be able to disengage, but yeah, that was Alliance picking the fight. And Viking just gets to walk in and win the fight without Ravage.
Yeah.
They get to just walk in and get some free kills for themselves. As now a tower also goes down.
Middle tower
And Alliance
has fallen.
be quite sad as they just shot themselves in the foot pretty hard at that tossback.
Now Viking, I mean, they've gotten rid of that complete lead that Alliance did have. Sort of thanks to Limp's early movements on Tiny. You can sort of see when Limp starts to make the moves, up goes the lead, and then boom, that last few moments of gameplay with the 2 deaths on Nico Baby, and then that, well, a bit of an awkward attempt from Limp there in the mid, as you say. It was his move, it was his call to try and toss Boom down to the low ground and get aggressive onto him. Cost on the lead that they built up.
The only way that they can do that play is if Nico Baby's there.
They need the Ursa. Yeah,
they need the Ursa. That's the way that Boom is itemized as well. He's proving it. You need to get the Ursa to kill him. And, that's the way it should be anyway. That Ursa versus Tidehunter. A bit of a slip up there from Alliance. Viking benefit heavily as now Ravage is back up, Coil's back up. They can look for the fight themselves.
And they're going to have a good time on Shad's items here for the fight. This Maelstrom BKB is going to be done very shortly. Just the recipe away. And then,
that is again very nice.
It's another target like Boom that only really Nico Baby's ever going to be able to kill, right? If this Bloodseeker's in with the BKB, nobody else is going to be able to take him down.
No, and he doesn't have to worry about the control.
There's mid.
Look at mid again.
Nico Baby's trying to find farm here. He's going to get control straight away. The Dream Guard into the silence. He's going to pop the enrage, but he's already so low. He's down for sure. As he's trying to run, they're chasing. And boom, they got him with the gush. A risky place for Nico Baby to farm, and I feel like Nico Baby's having a bit of a shakier game compared to what we used to seeing from him.
He's playing in very reckless places. He didn't have good places to farm because the triangle was already cleared and they're setting up for bottom, but showing in that mid wave and just a couple deaths. Now it's 3 deaths that Viking just have pinpoint targeted at him.
And they're doing a great job of controlling this Ursa. Which they absolutely have to do, as we said. If Nico Baby gets sort of this crazy free farm and leads the way, he's going to be a hard carry to deal with at this later stages. But so far, really keeping him under control.
I mean, I cannot believe how much they've slowed down his growth. Like, he still is very farmed on the Ursa. Like, he's still almost matching the Bloodseeker, and that's 3 deaths that he's had. Like, imagine how high he would be if he.
Well, that's the thing, right? Yeah, if they didn't get him
so far ahead,
yeah, he'd be at least like 2,000 gold ahead, I feel, if he didn't have those deaths.
Yeah. It's literally just been the perfect situations for Viking, and it's actually just going to be a blink on Boom. He's not going to go anything else after that initial Sage. He's going to go for the Halberd later, but now he has the blink. They have ways to follow up with the initiation with the puck. That's going to be pretty nice. Now the fights feel pretty hard for Alliance if they don't get that godly initiation from S4. Bounty runes.
Precious bounty.
All tiny over.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Viking
attack.
now with an arcane, and he's got blink. He's level 15. They're getting their timings. Like Shad, he's about to have BKB, and that's when Viking's gonna go hunting again.
I mean, we've got the smoke from Alliance. They see Boom mid, but really not the target that they want to be making moves on. That they want to find, ideally Shad, but Shad for the most part of this game, he's just been very smart with where he's been farming. He's only died them once. Other than that, and that was in a very deep situation, of course, behind his tier 2. Alliance just haven't been able to hunt him down elsewise. BKB is done after this camp. And now even if they do find him, there's a high chance he's going to be able to pop the BKB and get out of there.
Yeah, unless he gets chained and killed immediately. Yeah, he will very likely get that BKB off bottom. They see Celery setting up. They'll take him out more than likely.
A lot of TPs coming in though. The body blocks there with the tree and stopping Handskin from being able to run away. So, and the trade here, support for a support.
They're doing such a good job with the supports actually on Viking. I've been watching Aramis and I've been watching just Celery of how they're pushing the lanes out, these two, and not showing themselves. It's actually just been rocket flares pushing out bottom for the most part with like a Kezu orb, and then just Treants pushing out this top scary lane for them. So Shad is able to farm in the most defensive position, and he's just chilling in the jungle, so they can't actually set up for him at all. This has been very good planning from Viking in these last like 5-6 minutes. I've just been watching these two supports do that the entire time. And Shad is under ward vision during this, at least now. But yeah, they've weathered a lot of the scare of just the Ursa snowballing out of control. But Nico Baby is now getting the space to still get this really good timing on him.
Yeah. I think that there is going to be that kind of decent window for Viking though when they have, well, now this Halberd on Boom, and then they have like the Basher after the BKB and the Maelstrom on Shad, and Nico Baby only has the Battle Fury and the BKB, where then the Bloodseeker can start punching the Ursa in the face and sort of rely on the Bash just to mess up his ability to fight back. Top.
They just got a little bit better of an item timing. Top.
Yeah. Going to be able to get the jump onto Handsken. Find anything else though by the looks of it. And Boom, he's gonna blink up in a few seconds. He's whipping himself. He's chasing on, but there's nobody else behind him. All right.
All these kills matter a lot. I see Kezu. He pretty much has Ags done. So you're talking about when Viking gets these BKBs and everything's finished.
True.
Alliance, they'll be getting their BKBs, but it's gonna be addressed by Kezu's coil if he's able to find a good one. These fights still feeling quite hard for Alliance, and it's not even just the BKBs they have to be worried. It's also the Pango. If he gets coiled as well, he's just controlled inside of that Rolling Thunder versus this Ags that's gonna. So this could be pretty huge for Viking.
Oh! And Boom, he's gonna blow the Ravage here, but he's not gonna get the kill unless they can try and chase up for this. Blink in a second, but the blink's up for S4 as well. But S4's out of there. I mean, a little bit of an awkward attempt there from Boom. Obviously wanted to cancel the TP. Felt that maybe he had the burst on his own, but he didn't quite do the maths on that. Now there's no Ravage, so Alliance they can look to try and make a hit.
They could. I think they might actually be able to force a Roche if they're crazy.
Yeah.
There's no Ravage threat. It's just a coil. The Ravage is quite a lot of Vikings' actual draft. So if they see an opportunity, I think they could swing in there. But they can also just look for a straight fight right now. They are much stronger without that Ravage threat.
Yeah. I mean, we see that.
Watch out for Kezu.
I mean, maybe Boomman checked to see if the Shard was there, and did he have roll up? But I think even if he didn't have roll up, I don't think he would have been able to. Boom wouldn't have been able to get the right clicks in to kill him off.
Yeah. Alliance is going to use that time to just finish up the BKB on Limp in particular. So he's getting pretty close to that one, and he does want to be able to match these, Coil and Ravages so he can actually contribute to the team fights. Because Tiny still isn't that big of an actual team fighter. He's still more of a pick-off hero.
With me.
Very close game, though. 7-7. Been bouncing between that 1 and 3K the entirety of this game. Same thing for the experiences. Both teams seem to be getting what they want out of the map.
No, he's close.
Blaze here.
Bounty runes in 10.
Dire's bottom
Teams
tower is under attack.
pushing out the side lanes. set up for these. Aramis as well as Shad setting up bottom. Also Kazu. So maybe looking to actually fight. That's boom. Nico Baby gets brought in by a Benji. The toss.
Oh, back up. To stop the TP, they'll get boom this time, surely.
That was pretty crazy by him, to be honest. His whole team's porting bottom. He's running into the enemy side of the map to steal some bounties. So he does go for a very aggressive play. And now it's 40 seconds, and there's this Roche threat. They are in the area, but so is Viking. They can start poking at Nico Baby.
Maybe he forgot that he was playing the Tide instead of the puck this game. Because, you know, that's the sort of thing you do as a mid laner if you're on a mobile hero, right? Be stealing rooms.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh my goodness. I'm a Tide. I can't get out of this.
He was very far forward. 20 seconds. Time for Alliance to just continue getting a little bit more farm, as they are all farming. That's the other thing we do want to point out is the supports are also getting quite big on the side of Alliance, and these supports do feel a bit more impactful in the grand scenario of the fights. You know, Will-O-Wisp is going to be online. It's going to be really impactful, and Hanskin will always have a place. If he ever gets a single hex, any disable on the puck, that's his, you know, he's already done his whole job. But Alliance in this downtime is very happy. This Ursa is starting to get to some crazy levels of farm where he doesn't have to fear versus the Bloodseeker nearly as much. He can just kill him instantly. Doesn't have to worry about Rupture if he does get to the point of this Basher. And what? Smoke from Viking. Trying to set up maybe some vision around the Roche area.
Yeah. It's that important timing. I mean, it's risky. If they do find a fight, they lose a fight. They're losing Roche to Alliance, so... Very important.
They have to get some vision, though. They have no control of the map around here right now. Just the clockwork vision. They get the one ward down. It is in range of the sentry, though, when Alliance does make their way back over.
And we are starting to see, you know, that you know, as every moment passes, the effect of the way that the Ursa can farm in comparison to the Bloodseeker is just going to be that little faster. They do get the angle to get it onto Hanskin. Now they might fight back though. S4, he's coming in with the Rolling Thunder. Boom. Trying to step over towards Lim. Over to the start. Nico Baby committing in onto Aramis. Now turns his attention over towards Boom. Boom tossed up into the combo as they commit onto him further with the BKBs. The coil holding back Lim for now. Comes to an end up in the high ground. Stellary, he's up here watching from a distance as Shad's committing with the BKB, trying to run down Nico Baby, but the blink's back up. Nico Baby's able to get away. Shad's BKB running down low. I wonder if Sealheart's trying to get back in. He certainly is. Maybe doesn't feel too confident to do so as Viking. They do still have 4 up. Alliance losing the 2 of them there, and Ravage still at the ready.
Yeah, pretty decent fight. Viking, they just forced it away and get vision on the high ground there and just somehow end up doing pretty decent, getting these 2 kills and keeping that Ravage going. And that is the first BKB usage of Nico Baby.
Double damage.
So any times where those do start to trickle down, it's going to be important because then the Ravage and all these other spells will be much more effective versus the Ursa. And the DD outside the pit with the Basher finished on Shad. They can try. Alliance is going to be on in time, and S4 has his ult.
Alliance is definitely
good for Viking.
Going to want to fight this.
Yeah, they got to be careful. Boom.
Yeah, a big Ravage from Boom could make this very difficult for Alliance to get into.
Viking can't commit here.
S4's going to start.
He's going to go in.
He's going to go straight in. He's going to look to Shad. They make the jump over towards the Bloodseeker, but Shad's able to pop the BKB, turn around, take down S4. The Ravage comes out onto Lim. As there's straight away 2 of them gone. Hanskin also picked off by the Rocket Flare. I mean, he went in early there, S4.
Forced it so hard.
And now it's going to be, it should be an easy rush against the Ursa and the Coil. There's no way that these 2 are coming in to put a stop to this one as Viking. They will take Roshan for themselves here after a very sort of botched attempt there from Alliance to get the fight going.
I'm very surprised they looked to fight outside there instead of like in the vicinity of the pit. They had these Illuminates blasting inside of there, so maybe they thought it was lower than it actually was, but it felt like they had very good ways to just keep slowing down Viking and kind of forcing Viking's hand to initiate on them. That was very disastrous.
Nico Baby will be able to get a punch back here. So then takes down Aramis. Still keeping himself at the top there. This Ursa very much farmed after those first few deaths we saw Nico Baby suffer early in the game. He has yet to be found again. Really cleaned up his act and not allowed himself to be found anymore. Yeah,
I was so surprised about how that whole fight went down. Like Nico Baby is so big. I'm like, someone had to have made the call to try to jump in there. That really hurts their momentum. And I still feel like they're in such a good position to anyway fight with Nico Baby being this big. They just now have to deal with an Aegis, which is unfortunate. They kind of gave them that one.
You see the intentions of Chat going up the Skadi and the Butterfly. Actually, yeah, he's going to change it to make sure that he finished the Vanguard burst. Have that extra way to lock down through the BKBs.
Yeah, I think the Abyssal is the best choice for him versus like Pango versus Ursa versus Tiny BKB. They all just have so many different ones, so. I still feel like Alliance, they can look to take these fights, especially right now still while Ravage is on cooldown for 20 seconds. They do have a decent window. Limp is pushing out top. They could recall him into the fight when they do see it necessary. Viking though, they're gonna have Ravage up soon. Boom, actually not getting caught inside of the smoke there, unfortunately for him. He will have Ravage in 4 seconds, and they're actually sweeping top. They're expecting the recall to come, so they're gonna look for the hero that is split pushing, which is Limp.
Oh, that's smart. This is a nice catch.
This is real good.
In they go straight away. Bashes out. There's no chance for Limp to do anything in response there. I mean, as you said, this is the way you got to play against a Kotl lineup.
Dire's top tower.
Yeah,
is under attack.
that was a really smart move. Like, just because they have limited information on the map right now. If you look at the way that their wards are, they actually don't really have any. So they saw him pushing top, so they're expecting the team to be playing on the opposite. So they go for him. That's a really nice move. Themselves some time to finish up these items. That's what this Aegis is giving them. Just a little bit of freedom on the map. And Shad pretty much has Abyssal now done. He's actually keeping up pretty decently with that Battle Fury Ursa.
He is. I mean, Nico Baby's sort of got the 2k ahead, but then the last 7 minutes or so, it has been the same difference. Now they're going to start going on to him a little bit. Nico Baby, he's going to turn onto Shad, but Oakshot comes in from the side, and they're going to be able to take him down. As Alliance, they couldn't quite get over to him in time to help him whatsoever. So Nico Baby out of the game for 80 seconds here. And Viking, they're not done. They're chasing him for more. The Will-O-Wisp is going to get dropped down, but there's nothing to be done with it. As Hanskin will still fall, they quickly take out the Will-O-Wisp, and Viking, they're still good to go. They've still got a Ravage in a Dream Core already.
So many times they've caught Nico Baby out and off on an island by himself. 58 seconds. Yeah, they're going on high ground with this Aegis. Disastrous place for him to get caught.
See if they can stop this. I mean, I guess, you know, Nico Baby, he does not want to buy back, right?
No. The Aegis is still there for about a minute.
Yep.
So.
And boom, he's in. He's actually jumping straight away in onto FNG. FNG is going to get burst down. They'll take him out. S4's coming in with the Rolling Thunder. Limp trying to take one of them down with the combo. He goes on to Kezu. It's not enough damage. Kezu's fine. They will take the Aegis out of the hands of them. Boom. He's going to step in with the Ravage. Limp pops the BKB, but Aramis is in with the hook shot onto Hanskin. Hanskin goes down over to the side there. Pistol in onto S4. S4 falls. Shad's coming in with the BKB. Chasing that FNG. There's the bashes. As Shad gets the double. As Alliance, they're starting to crumble here big time. Now down 8k, and with the mid-racks exposed, 3 heroes dead. Vikings going to be able to push on, and by the looks of it, get this melee racks without Alliance being able to stop them at all.
Viking just striking with precision, finding the most ideal targets back to back to back in these situations. They just get a racks like this for free. Well, I say for free. It costs them a bit of, a bit of spells and all that, but look at this, like 45 seconds still on Kotl. Alliance is going to have their 5-man ready, and they're going to be knocking on the next set of racks.
This is some solid stuff from Viking.
Radiant's top tower.
You know, again, it's very impressive to see this flexibility. As I said at the start, you know, Boom on the Tide. This is not a hero that he plays. As far as the records show, he's not played this in competitive, but he's having a good game.
Oh my!
He's having a very, 3-1-9. He's playing a solid performance. He tanked up. He said, "You can't kill me. You can't go on me." And it's definitely working. The tips coming out onto Hanskin. As Viking definitely feeling themselves right here.
Yeah, they have well and truly taken over this game and made it pretty out of control. Hanskin hasn't found the connection onto the puck once this game, it feels like. The Hex is just not coming into play, and now they have such a big lead. This is crazy. Alliance just has never been able to actually
Radiant's top barracks
get
has
their
fallen.
fight going together after that botched initiation around the Roche pit. It's all crumbled so far out of control. And Nico Baby, all
The
4 of his
seeds of
deaths,
fortune.
it's been precision by Viking.
It really has. Very impressive maneuvers here from Viking. 14k up. Pretty much after all those objectives, they're on towards the next items.
For the
Shad,
dream.
1,000 away from the Skadi. You've nearly got the
They're
Lincolns
all
done on
huge.
Kezu. They
Celery
are
on Hex in a
massive.
second. He has a Hex on the 5 position Nature's Prophet chooses to buy. They've just gotten such an influx of gold from these last few moments, and Alliance has just completely lost their footing in this game.
Yeah, it's been a shaky game from Alliance. It really did feel like Alliance was going to be able to just sort of slow it down, make space for Nico Baby to farm, but Viking, they've just been able to break straight through that sort of strategy that Alliance has tried to come out with.
And it's off.
Aramis is on the hunt for Huntskin again. With Celery, they can easily start picking off this Lion whenever he does show.
Yeah,
they're going to tip him
they're
again.
having a great time killing Hanskin. He's 093.
0-9.
They're making sure that it hurts. They certainly are.
Coming in.
17k lead. It's just getting rougher and rougher here for Alliance.
And the thing is, too, like, a couple of the Ravages were just completely whiffed from
Didn't
the
really
side
matter.
of Viking, and it didn't matter. Like, Alliance didn't take advantage of a couple of these situations, and it really, like, that Roche situation was such a disaster. It really just opened up everything for Viking, and they're just rolling with it now.
They're so far ahead.
That's still the Crested Greater Tree, and look at it
Radiant's
go.
bottom tower
Love
has
it.
fallen.
It's Alliance. They're looking for some type of wraparound, but S4 is found.
Trying to do a little bit of shopping here, but he's got nothing to be done over this area of the map. Kezu joining in on the tipping action.
Smooth sailing now. They've just effectively ruined all of
Oh my,
Alliance.
look at
Alliance
that.
is never
Oh,
winning
look at the
anything.
net worth. Was that the Roche fight? What happened? Was that when it all
Yeah.
just went straight downhill?
Yeah, very quickly. Very quickly after that.
My
And
goodness.
look at all the orange dots as well, too. It's literally just been Viking doing everything. Finding kills, finding towers, finding push. Yeah. An excellent job by them from just breaking Alliance completely in this game. Nico Baby, he's got the... Yeah, this is what it feels like. He's got it queued up. Needs to try to get a rapier.
He's got to do it.
As it feels like the game is just well and truly out of control.
He's got to do it. That's the only way. That's the only way to recover from this sort of thing. I mean, dude, it's a 99% win rate for Viking on Dota Plus. Straight from that. I mean, I guess that is understandable, but normally Dota Plus isn't that sort of convinced.
When the 5 position Nature's Prophet is starting to surpass the 3 positions on both sides.
Yeah.
And it's about to start passing the mid laners as well. That's definitely a bit of an influence.
Yeah.
So there
we go.
Beast. And maybe they find him.
I don't
maybe
know.
not.
They don't have detection on those two. So he's out with a glimmer.
Gem on FNG. Oh no.
He is away.
FNG.
He's going back in. He's ready to have a poke at the Marinus is swinging in from the side. He's got the hook shot in. On to Lim. Lim's going to pop the BKB. The Will-O-Wisp is down as they will turn and kill off Aramis. They have lost FNG. They're going to lose Hanskin as well here. The Dream Call from Kezu catching on to the 3 of them. The Ravage is out from Boom. And they're going to be able to team wipe them in by the looks of it. Only Nico Baby and Liv left behind as Liv goes down. Celery's into the Sprout. Could he even get the kill? Nico Baby's trying. He's trying to kill this Prophet, but he can't do it. Shad's in with a bash and they're calling it. It's over.
Radiant's middle
As
tower is under
Viking,
attack.
very impressive here this game 1. And Alliance just...
Victory.
it's sort of back to the shakiness we saw from them in the first series that they played here in the league. This was not really the level of performance from Alliance I feel like that we've come to be used to in the games that they've had more recently.